everyone, it's me, Squeeze City, and welcome back to my channel, baby. If you're new, please hit that subscribe button, and if you're already subscribed, thank you for being an OS, and that's an original subscriber. Thank you guys. Thank you guys for subscribing and showing love. COVID-19 positive airline stewardess fakes abduction to get out of quarantine. The Jetblue Airways stewardess, who reported that she was being held hostage in Jamaica, is expected to depart the island later today, after being quarantined for 14 days owing to a positive COVID-19 test result. Kalina Collier, who convinced social media influencers, including Amanda Seales, an activist in the United States, that she was being held against her will in Jamaica, tested positive twice when she was expected to depart the island. Collier arrived in the country on January 28 and was scheduled to depart February 1st. On Saturday, January 30, Collier did an antigen test that returned a positive result, and another test an hour later was negative. Owing the uncertainty surrounding two tests, the Ministry of Health and Wellness recommended a PCR test on February 2nd, which came back positive. She was given a 14-day quarantine order by the Health Ministry. Moreover, U.S. COVID-19 protocols would not allow her entry into the country with a positive result. The Ocean Coral Springs Hotel offered to have her stay the period at no extra cost instead of transferring to a government facility. Our policies at the Ocean Coral Spring is to facilitate COVID-19 tests in resorts by approved medical providers, and if one of our guests tests positive, we extend a 14 days complimentary accommodation for quarantine and at a reduced rate for any companion who decides to stay with the affected guest. Tanisha Clark, director of sales, confirmed to the Gleaner. The airline stewardess, who was seen relaying her dissatisfaction about being held hostage on Instagram, has rocked the island's tourism sector and is threatening to destroy the resort's reputation. She convinced over 100,000 viewers that she was being held hostage, kidnapped, and trafficked in Jamaica. For one, she is not missing, she is safe, and is being extended all the courtesies of hotel team. She received room service daily for all meals and has direct contact with the medical provider in the resort hospital, and she was being contact with the local public health representative for Trelawney, Clark stated. After Kalina realized her lives were getting out of control, she then posted this message on Instagram where she said, "Thanks for your concern. The missing allegations of my mother and I is false." Here is a clip of her being at the airport and the scene that she created.
Sorry. Disgusting woman like you? No. You want to put on the shop and give you a fucking show, you man. Come out of my face. Excuse me. I'm here to get no police.
So the moment she left the hotel, the Jamaican news outlet The Gleaner contacted the hotel and viewed the room to see if there were actually cameras in the room, and this is the video showcasing what those were.
Owing to the fact that she had COVID and she just checked out of the room. Collier said that there were 3 cameras in her room, so I'm going to check this out. She checked out of the hotel today, so I'm making sure that if there were cameras in her room, then I'll give you a view of that. Collier was staying in room 1123, one of 5 rooms at the hotel, which is used specifically to quarantine or isolate people who have tested positive for the COVID-19 virus. Now, she was staying in this room for 14 days. I want to give you a look what the room looks like really. She just checked out, so the room is not yet clean. But she said there were cameras in this room. So I'm checking to see if there are cameras. There's a flashing light right here, which is a motion sensor. I believe that Collier may have thought that this was a camera, but that's a motion sensor that is used. Once you're in the room, it cools the room. This is the bedroom that she was in. This is her balcony, which faces the swimming pool. So she was able to, from what I understand from the management of the hotel, Collier was able to leave the room, sit on the balcony, but she could not mingle with the rest of the guests in the hotel. She had to be quarantined, and it's a stipulation by the Jamaican government. In addition to the fact that no one can leave Jamaica and enter the United States without a negative COVID-19 test. Collier had a positive test, and so she could not leave the country. I want to see if there are any more motion sensors in this room. Okay, there's one here, which seemed to have been tampered with. Management of the hotel says that she used a number of things to try to cover it because she said that it was a camera. In addition to the motion sensors in this room are that's a fire alarm over there. That looks like it could be, what is that right here?
Smoke detector.
Smoke detector. So the room is equipped to accommodate visitors. Closet area.
So the gleaner also investigated other rooms to see if the devices are also in those rooms as well,
and another,
and which
there
they
goes
will
another
full video
motion
will be in
sensor.
my description
Sensor,
box below.
sorry.
After leaving Jamaica, she posts this message on her Instagram, which I'm not going to read, but I thought this message was a slap in the face to the persons that were concerned about her. So Jetblue launches an investigation into Kalina Collier's hostage allegations, in which they later apologized to Jamaica and they fired her as well. So Jetblue's manager of corporate communication, Derek Dombrowski, released this statement that says, after an investigation, the crew member in question is no longer with Jetblue. We continue to offer our apologies for the frustration and concern this incident has caused and reiterate our confidence in the health protocols Jamaica has put in place, Dombrowski indicates. So now that I have presented the information or some of the information about the case, I'm going to be giving my opinion on how I feel about her. So I feel that Miss Collier is an evil and mischievous woman who needs to be held accountable for her actions. What she did was wrong, and human traffic is a serious issue that every country in the world is affected by. Miss Collier minimized the severity of the issue when she lied about it to escape quarantine. As an intelligent person, we are taught to analyze a situation and then process it and then come up with a conclusion of what is actually taking place. Now, when you use your emotions instead of your intelligence or your analytical skills, then this is what happens. Now, when you watched her live, you would have realized that there were red flags being raised as she go along with her story. I want to ask you a question. If you are still in denial that she was not being held hostage at all or was not kidnapped, because she did release a statement that says she was not kidnapped or she didn't went missing. So I just really want to ask those who are still in denial. I wanted to know how many human trafficked victims have the luxury of having a phone and access to the internet all while being abducted. I am yet to understand how that's possible, because mostly what I read is that they isolate the individuals that they are trying to traffic. No. One of the other red flags that I was going to speak about was the cameras that she stated were in her room, which was debunked as sensors, fire extinguishers, and the smoke detectors, etc. I am also going to be talking about another red flag that came into her story, and is that not one of her friends has made a public statement or supporting Miss Collier's claim. Persons are saying that they were forced to sign an NDA, which is absolute rubbish in my opinion. And if they signed an NDA, they would have not face any criminal charges if they came forward with confidential information. The only thing that would happen was that persons or the hotel could have brought them to court and forced them to pay money for the information or the damage that they would have caused if they spoke up about the incident. Now, the thing is that I am trying my best to understand, if you are telling the truth, Miss Collier, why disable all your comments and all your across all your social media platform? Why would you disable all of the comments? Why would you take down the videos if you were telling the truth? Because in my head, if I am telling the truth about a situation, I am going to expose the persons who are bringing pain to me and bringing harm to me, no matter the cost or expense to my work. I do not care. I can always find another work. So if you are being truthful, why go at the great lengths to disable all your comments that you why would you go at that length? I also wanted to make a note of what the American Center for Disease Control and Prevention states, that all air passengers coming to the United States, including U.S. citizens, are required to have a negative COVID-19 test results or documentation of recovery from COVID-19 before they board a flight to the United States. So even if Jamaica had allowed her to leave and not quarantine her for that 14 days, she would not have been granted any permission to enter the country with the positive results. And as a flight attendant, she should have known that. She should have known that and understand that she cannot leave and just be a
psychopaths, y'all, especially the ones from Jamaica. They really normalize this kind of shit. Girl, you getting out my comments. I don't want you on my channel. Bye. That's a mess. I did block her. Right. She's probably not young. She's probably old as fuck. It's just a lot of women who deal with creepy, rapey men. They normalize it. It's normal to them. That's the one that said it's not that bad in Jamaica? Oh, okay. We should have been blocked that hoe. And you're right. That bitch does need counseling. She that triggered over us saying, girl, fuck Jamaica. Y'all nasty. All the women got big boxing glove looking hands. All y'all faces is tough. You bitches stink. You got a nasty attitude when the bitch go in your restaurant trying to get them oxtails. And all your men are predators. Bitch, I said it. Somebody said that those were not cameras, that those were sprinklers in case of a fire. I'm about to show you in my...
No to this delusional psychopathic YouTuber who does not exhibit any signs of intelligence. She's an ignorant individual which took to her channel to post a series of hate speech videos, if you can call them that, which was directed towards Jamaican men and women. Nosey Heaux is a bigot who speaks of hate and toxicity, which her subscriber watches and enjoy and blindly adopt their own opinions because they are toddlers who cannot properly think for themselves or analyze information on their own. Now I'm going to be using the same ideology that Nosey Heaux used to categorize all Jamaican people, and I'm going to use it to see if that is how all American people are, and I'm going to ask a series of questions after I give you guys this information. The United States has 3 times more serial killer per capita than any other country in the world and has produced 67.58% of known serial killers. Harvard has also done a research which shows that every 64 days there's a mass murder or mass shooting in America, and it goes to show you how violent this country is. The United States Department of Justice stated that over 15,588 hate crimes occur yearly. Just recently, hate crimes against Asian Americans spiked across the country, which videos can be seen of African Americans kicking elderly persons to the floor. There are over 734,630 victims ages from 12 or older of rape and sexual assault each year in the United States. There are much more information that can be used to present America's violent tendency. However, this information is not used to bash America. It's to remind those that are in America that they come from a flawed country like every other persons on this earth. Even though Americans have all these issues presented in its country, it does not mean that all Americans are criminals. What Nosey Heaux did was to use the same ideology that white Americans used to suppress black Americans by categorizing all persons in Jamaica as rapists and aggressive individuals. I want to end this video by thanking all those who watched this video. Thank you guys so much. And to Nosey Heaux and Kalina Collier, I want to say that you will receive the hate that you put into society more and more. It will accumulate and one day it will catch up on you, and when it does, I hope you take it like a fucking man.